Hello everyone. I wanted to continue on my legend series, and today I wanted to give Andy Flower of Zimbabwe. He was widely regarded as the greatest cricketer that Zimbabwe had produced, and he was also regarded as one of the greatest wicketkeeper batsmen of all time. He was born 28th April 1968, and he was born in Cape Town, South Africa. And obviously everyone knows he had his younger brother Grant Flower, and together they scored a lot of runs, but unfortunately they played in a very weak Zimbabwean team that lost a lot of matches. It's sad that Andy Flower had to play in a weak Zimbabwean team. And Andy Flower, was widely regarded as the one player in that Zimbabwean test team that was of proper test quality, who could play in any conditions. And he was an excellent batsman. He had a lot of time to play his shots, and he was a classy batsman. And every time Andy Flower batted, he looked like he was in control, and he was someone batsman who was difficult to get rid of. And when he was at his peak from October to December 2001, he was ranked as the best test batsman in the world, according to the rankings. In all, he played 63 test matches for Zimbabwe, and he scored 4,794 runs at a stunning average of 51.54, and he scored 12 hundreds, and his highest was 232 not out. And in one day internationals, he played 213 matches, and he scored 6,786 runs, and he scored 400s, and his highest was 145 against India that came in an ICC Champions Trophy, which is the highest score by Zimbabwe in any of the ICC tournaments as well. And in first class cricket, he scored more than 16,000 runs, and he has scored 4,900s as well. And obviously, being a wicket keeper, he's taken a lot of dismissals as a wicket keeper as well. And Andy Flower has a very unique record. His debut came in the match against Sri Lanka in the 1992 World Cup match at Plymouth in Australia, and he scored 100. And he is one of the few players in the world to have scored a century on his ODI debut. And he's the first ever player, and I think the only player till now to score a century on his ODI debut in a World Cup match, like I said, which came in the 1992 World Cup against Sri Lanka in Australia. So that is a very unique record that Andy Flower has. And people in India will always remember Andy Flower because he was very good against spin. And in that series in 2000-2001 against India, Andy Flower scored 550 runs, and that came in just 4 innings as well. And he was only dismissed 2 times in that series. He was very good against spin, and he was sweeping and reverse sweeping a lot as well. And he was a batsman who really could play both the sweep shots, the sweep and the reverse sweeps very well. And he was really good against spin. Against pace and spin, Andy Flower was a class act, and he has scored a lot of runs against top countries. It's just unfortunate that he had to play in a weak Zimbabwean team and had to obviously uh, face a lot of defeats. If he was in one of the strong teams, he would have probably been winning a lot of matches. And he is someone who probably could have been in a South African or an Australian team with the quality that he had. Him and Grant Flower had scored so many runs, but they have been on the losing course many times. And he also has another record that he probably doesn't like. He once scored 341 runs. That is aggregate in a whole in the two test match in a test match in both the innings together. He scored 341 runs against South Africa in 2001, and he was on the losing side obviously. And it is the second highest aggregate by any batsman in the world in the history of cricket to lose on a to end up on a losing side, to score 341 runs and then still to end up on the losing side. It's the second highest score aggregate to end up on a losing course. So there is another record that Andy Flower has. And he was very good. Obviously, he was a very good wicketkeeper, and he was a very good batsman as well. And after his retirement, he did serve as the coach for the English cricket team for many years, and he did take England to the world #1 ranking, and even an Ashes win against Australia. So he did really well. And even in the IPL, he is busy coaching some team. I think it is Bangalore, Royal Challengers Bangalore. And it was also a famous thing in 2003, the World Cup that was held in South Africa, the match against Namibia, together with the Henry Olanga, his teammate and the fast bowler Andy Flower and Henry Olanga, they wore black armbands against Namibia in that match, in protest of Robert Mugabe's policies in Zimbabwe, which obviously they were unhappy about. So they are two of them who really strongly opposed Robert Mugabe and had the courage to openly protest against him. So that is something that the world admired both of them for doing. Because a lot of people always knew that Robert Mugabe was wrong, but they didn't have the courage to speak against it. But Andy Flower and Henry Olanga protesting about it openly, and that was a big thing that he did. And he has also been involved with a lot of charity. In September 2007, he was selected as ambassador for a charity for children. It's called Hope for Children, and he has helped in raising a lot of money for children, poor children who can't afford, and poor children around the world and even in Zimbabwe. So that is something Andy Flower has been a part of. So a lot of things to say about Andy Flower. He's been a very good coach after his retirement as well, and a lot of people from the 90s will remember Andy Flower, and a lot of people will have a lot of sympathy for Andy Flower as well, because the Zimbabwean team was obviously less than an average team, and they were kind of always losing, and everyone knew that Andy Flower was just about class batsman, and he was not a batsman and a player who should have been in a team that lost so much. Everyone had a special respect and sympathy for Andy Flower for the way he batted, and he was a classy batsman, left-handed batsman, very elegant, very classy, and he had a lot of time to play his shots. And like I said, every time he batted, he looked very composed. That is a word that I should use, a very composed batsman. And he always valued his wicket and didn't throw his wicket away. It was very difficult to get Andy Flower's wicket. And any team, when they played Zimbabwe, obviously most people kind of knew that they were probably going to win. But the Andy Flower's wicket was the most important wicket when any team played Zimbabwe, whether it was Australia, South Africa, India, any team. Andy Flower's wicket was the prize wicket in that team. And Grant Flower was also a very good batsman, but Andy Flower was a key batsman. And by the way, before Kumar Sangakkara came, Andy Flower was the first wicketkeeper batsman to average more than 50 in Test cricket. So that is a big achievement of Andy Flower. It was only broken after Kumar Sangakkara came, but he is the first wicketkeeper batsman to average more than 50. And even his 232 highest Test score was the highest score posted by a wicketkeeper batsman in Test cricket at that time. Obviously, that was also broken by Kumar Sangakkara. And together with Kumar Sangakkara, Adam Gilchrist, MS Dhoni, a lot of them, Andy Flower is definitely regarded as one of the greatest wicketkeeper batsmen of all time, and definitely in the 90s and 2000s he was excellent. So that is my video on Andy Flower, one of the greatest wicketkeeper batsmen of all time, and without any doubt the greatest Zimbabwean cricketer that ever came from Zimbabwe, who was born in South Africa, by the way. That's what I have to say. Thank you, everyone. Take care, and God bless you.